Observing the timeless classic 400EX. The Honda TRX 400EX was a widely popular and very reliable sport all-terrain vehicle manufactured by Honda from 1999 to 2016. It was known for its balanced performance, manageable engine, and durability, making it a popular choice for both new and experienced riders. It has a reliable air-cooled engine derived from the Honda XR 400R motorcycle, producing around 28 horsepower in stock form. It is capable of reaching a top speed of approximately 72 miles per hour and is known for smooth power delivery. Its light and nimble front end and manageable size make it fun for trail riding and maneuverability. The 400EX was known for its solid build quality, making it a dependable choice that had become Honda's best-selling ATV for several years. A major update for the 400EX happened in 2005 when reverse gear and new bodywork were added, followed by another facelift in 2008, before the name officially changed to TRX 400X a year later. The engine and chassis remained largely the same throughout the production run. Used prices vary based on condition and modifications. A basic running model might be found for under $3,000 in the US, while models with upgrades can cost significantly more. A popular approach is to buy a cheaper running model and add desired upgrades, such as upgraded suspension, exhaust, and tires. Its reputation for reliability and ease of use means many used models have been well maintained. The 400EX is a popular platform for modifications, and various aftermarket parts are available, including big bore kits, performance camshafts, and suspension upgrades. Some riders choose to modify the engine for increased power, which can usually be raised to over 40 horsepower compared to the stock 28 horsepower. Let me tell you, I had a 400EX growing up during the mid-2000s. Best sport ATV ever made. It was not as fast as the 450s or Raptors or whatever, but basically zero maintenance was needed. I would spend the day riding while the other riders I was with were working on their ATVs. Stability and handling is super nice. It was the most fun I've ever had riding an ATV, period. The 90s were pretty rough for ATVs. Sport quads disappeared, manufacturers went dormant, and everything just kind of turned bland. Anyone who wanted to ride for fun was hit hard by all the red tape. But then, in 1999, everything changed with the Honda TRX 400EX hitting the scene. Talk about a game changer. The Honda 400EX was a total revolution. It was the first new sport ATV we'd seen in a decade. Back in the 90s, most ATVs came with racks, and racers were stuck using old two-strokes from the good old days. Sure, Yamaha kept cranking out the Banshee and the Blaster, but that was about it. The EX was also a four-stroke, paving the way for the more powerful 450s that would come later. Things were about to get exciting again. Before the EX hit the scene, ATVs had a pretty rough reputation. They were seen as thrill-seeking toys made by companies that didn't really care about safety. With all the bad press and government poking around, the whole industry kind of went into hiding. Back in '87, Honda had a whole lineup of ATVs, even a high-performance TRX 250R two-stroke. One big reason for this shift was the 1988 consent decree. The Consumer Product Safety Commission actually took the ATV industry to court, citing a rise in injuries as proof that these things weren't safe, especially for kids. To sort this mess out, 5 big ATV makers signed a pretty hefty 24-page document with several rules. They agreed to spend $10 million on rider safety programs over the next decade. Plus, they decided it was time to phase out three-wheelers in favor of four-wheel ATVs. While sport quads weren't outright banned, Honda and Suzuki kinda lost interest in sticking around in the market. By 1998, things were finally looking up. The consent decree wrapped up, but manufacturers decided to stick to those guidelines anyway. Rider education was still in the mix. They were still working hard to keep underage kids off the adult-sized ATVs, and three-wheelers were officially a thing of the past. But hey, it was time to bring sport ATVs back into the spotlight. For years, racers had been nursing their old Honda and Suzuki two-strokes, keeping them alive. There was definitely some serious excitement bubbling up for something fresh to hit the scene. Nobody at Honda was really saying it out loud, but a few folks inside the company totally got that the next wave of motorcycle and ATV engines was going to be all about those four strokes. They saw the buzz around Yamaha's YZ400F motorcycle. It was a hit. Honda wasn't planning on just cranking out another two-stroke for ATVs. The smart move was to grab an existing engine to see how people react to the next-gen sport ATVs. Good thing we had the XR 400R engine. The 1996 Honda XR 400R was a total game-changer. The TRX motor looked a lot like its motorcycle version, but had some major differences. They moved the swing arm pivot, beefed up the gears, and redesigned the engine cases. Oh, and it came with an electric start. While it wasn't the first sport quad to have one, machines like the Yamaha Warrior already had it, it was still a bit of a gamble for a ride that was supposed to be for the purists. Because of the four-stroke engine and the electric start, the new 400 ended up being 20 pounds heavier than the much-loved TRX 250R. When it comes to horsepower, both machines are pretty much on the same level. By now, most of the surviving 250Rs have been heavily modified, but a stock one would still put out numbers similar to the new 400EX. The real difference is in how the power kicks in. The four-stroke starts giving you power at lower RPMs and keeps going at higher RPMs, which makes it way easier for the average rider to handle. The handling definitely got a major upgrade. The 400 had 10 years of aftermarket tweaks behind it. The old 250R frames were pretty much done for, since suspension and geometry have come a long way. Plus, that stiff swing arm means the 400 can tear through whoops way quicker than its two-stroke predecessor.